Hey everyone, welcome back to the Crypto Harvest Show. Today, we're going through the crypto edition of our show, where weekly we recap exactly what happened in our portfolio. So, as you can see here, we have 4 different crypto sources. We have our HBAR, which is Hedera. We have DBank, which has all our other MetaMask like chains, like Base Chain, like Binance, Arbitrum. They're all in DBank. Solana has our Solana chain. And we also have Akash, which is our other coins that we have. So in total, this week, we are sitting at a cozy $80,000, which unfortunately was a $300 drop from last week, which we made more so in our income alone. So don't worry about that. We have $450 that we earned already, like $500 in HBAR. So that will already bring, HBAR alone would bring our total change into the positive. So although it looks like we're not making money, we actually have more money than what is actually shown right now. So you'll see this next week. But as you can see here, this is our tracker. So we're seeing a slow increase in our crypto portfolio. It's been stagnant for the past 4 weeks, but this is actually good for us. It's giving us time to accumulate. As you know, the crypto market has been going down, but our portfolio size has barely moved. It might have went up, might have went down, but it really hasn't moved. So this means that we are protected pretty much against the downside because of all the yield farming, and we slightly cap our upside. Think of it like a covered call, but a lot stronger because the yield percentage is significantly higher. Like, let me show you one example, and we did this last week too with our examples. Okay, so this is a reiteration of what we did yesterday, or last week rather. This is our WINR chain, and we have our market maker fees and our LP3 fees. If you want to know more about how this pool works, make sure to check out last week's video. I won't go into it, so if you do want to check it out, look back to last week. But essentially, we're earning over 1,000 APR on this chain. So we'll quickly harvest it. So we had like 1.5k stake, then we made like $60 in a week. It's pretty insane. But yeah, let me just harvest these and I'll show you guys once I'm done. Okay, so both of these are now at 0, market maker and LPv3 fees. So that means we have harvested everything. I'll go ahead and convert the remaining into our staking pool. So we got some X-Grail. We're going to allocate the remainder into. So it's a bit stupid here. Sometimes staking doesn't work. You have to kind of like hit redeem first, get it like refreshed, and then you'll go back to staking, and that's when you're able to allocate. The system needs some time to refresh. But yeah, I'll allocate the remaining into my X-Grail. The reason is, as we discussed last week, is due to the fact that majority of these have an unlock bounding period, vesting period. So really the most efficient way and use of capital is just to put it into this 22% APR farm, and then just take out it will provide you back in Grail, which I can then convert into a token that I wouldn't mind holding, which is WINR, because I can feed it back into that 1,300% liquidity pool. So what I'll do here is I'll take my Grail and I'll shove it right back into WINR. And then because it's in WINR, I'm then able to convert it and put it back into the farm. Okay, so this means that our real yield for the period is like this amount, which is pretty good. I don't know the exact amount, but we'll see. We go from 1,600 to, once this is done, we'll see how much that we're adding in. Okay, so now we're sitting at a cozy 1,624, meaning that we added around like $30 to the farm alone. And then we still have the maker fees that are generating us passively 22%. So this is a great farm. I highly suggest you get into it. It actually dipped quite a bit today, so it's a good buying opportunity for sure. But this is what I showed last week. I have plenty of other farms that I want to show you guys. Each week I'll give you kind of like a sneak peek as to another farm that I'm using. So I'll find one for you guys this week too. All right, I bet you're excited. Let's go. This is a new farm that I don't think I showed you guys yet. It's called Persona. And what I'm doing here is, this is very, very unique. So I actually don't have any coins here that I'm able to generate from staking. What I do generate though is from my NFTs. These NFT is such a unique concept, but it's honestly such a great way to sell NFTs, to get people to buy your NFTs. But basically, these 4 NFTs I bought, they earn me passively some income in the staking form of UNA, their UNA token, UNA token. So basically, from staking all of this, I've made 537 UNA in a week. And these 4 cost like, I think I paid around $600 each for each NFT, but you can always resell them back to the market, right? So it's not like you're really losing the underlying unless the NFTs themselves go down in price, which it could, but we don't normally see that. But okay, I'll show you what exactly I do with my UNA once I do have it accumulated and staked, or harvested rather. All right, so all the UNA that we made gets staked right back into this UNA WETH pool. So basically what I have here is this $655 is essentially all the income I have earned from UNA thus far. So this is passively from staking my NFTs. I've made $655. Remind you that I paid like around $600 for each NFT, meaning that this already paid for one NFT and it's been, I don't know, a few months. Okay, so what I do now is I'll actually harvest these fees. So I'll collect the fees here, have hashtag crypto harvest. And once those fees, it's only $1. It's not much, but that's okay because this is just passive income. And UNA itself goes up in value. Typically, we do see that it does pretty well. Like it fluctuates a lot, but in general, it does do pretty well in terms of holding its own value. It is an AI token, so bear that in mind. There is higher risk. But once I harvested all my UNA, then I'll restake it all. I don't have enough ETH, so I'll do some swapping to gain that ETH. Give me one moment. And by doing some swapping, I'm showing you guys another farm of mine. This is a research coin. I did do a few videos on it already, so feel free to go back and look at those videos. But essentially, this research coin, in a week, I've made like $40 in it. So I'm just going to redeposit some of the research coin back and then use the remaining ETH I earned in income alone to add into my UNA farm. So I'll show you. Once I add in my research coin here, because the ratio is like 94% to 5% ETH, I'm not going to actually add in a lot of ETH. I'm adding mostly in research coin. So once I add in research coin here, that means the extra ETH that I earned, that $20 of ETH, can now be put back into UNA because UNA also has a higher UNA than ETH ratio. So this is kind of like what we're waiting for. We're waiting for alt season to kick in. Once alt season kicks in though, that's where you'll see the UNA value skyrocket. Because right now we're sitting like 71% UNA. But once alt season happens, you can see UNA easily overtaking Ethereum and becoming like, I don't know, like 90% ETH, 10% UNA. In which case your farm is gonna slowly like sell some of your UNA for ETH and you're gonna make a lot of money. Anyway, so this is one of our farms. Let me see, I think you guys deserve it. We'll keep it a bit shorter, like maybe under 15 minutes. It's been around 8-9 minutes right now. So I will be willing to show you guys one more farm. Okay, so you guys are in for a treat. Not only am I gonna show you a new farm, I'll show you guys exactly what I do, step by step. If a farm is out of range, what do I do? So this is Swarm crypto, okay? It's paired with ETH right now and it's out of range. Swarm, I swear to God, this coin will skyrocket. We're talking like 100x easily. It's basically the next RWA, like real world asset token. And it's partnered with Hedera, like HBAR, which we just went over earlier in the video. This coin, I swear, it is phenomenal. I can buy Google with it. I can buy Apple. I can buy gold and silver. You can buy a lot of things with Swarm. It uses Swarm. And therefore, this coin, I think, has potential during alt season to 100x. Now, what do I do when... So it went down a bit, which is good. I don't care that it goes down because I have high conviction on this coin. I know it will go up almost for a fact that it will go up in the future. So what I do now is I just keep harvesting more. Like I made 20 cents here out of $400. and I'm going to put it into a new farm because it's out of range, and I'll make it generate more income. So exactly what I do here is as follows. If it goes out of range, I remove the liquidity because right now in this range it's not earning me any income. What I want to do is put it in a range in which it does earn me income. So the only real way to do it is to make a new pool, okay? So what I go here is once this has been removed out of liquidity, I'll go ahead and add it back. So I call it SMT for Swarm Markets. I have $486 in it. I'll pair it with Ethereum, which I have 17 bucks with, and I'll see which pool is the most liquid. What I'm looking for is a very liquid pool because everybody would be trading on that liquid pool. There is liquidity here, but Uniswap is notoriously bad for it. So really, if there is liquidity, like if there's no liquidity, it will say you're creating a new pool. If there is liquidity, it will say continue, right? Creating new pool. So we're going to do the 0.3 pool. Okay, so once that's been created, we go into the custom range, and I want to put it into the currency that's most easy to kind of put my transaction in. So I would, instead of putting it in Swarm conversion, I'll put it in Ethereum conversion. And I'll put Swarm at an amount that's pretty tight to it, so around maybe 43K. And I'll put this very wide because I know that Swarm can easily 4x Ethereum, right? So I want to keep it wide. So this is probably the pool that I'll end up doing. It gives me some leeway for some downside, but extremely high upside potential. And quickly, I'll just add this into my liquidity, and that will be it for Swarm for this period. So I'm adding around 490 bucks. Okay, so once that's been added, unfortunately, you can't really see the liquidity for the APR for it, but I can try to show you what it looks like. All right, this is the pool now that it's active. Remember back then it said out of range, now it says in range. And here I'm kind of betting that it will stay within this range over here. If we do the 1 year chart, I see that it has actually peaked above it. So this is the range that I'm betting that it will stay around, and hopefully it does keep this range, in which case I'm making interest and I'm also gaining the benefit of any appreciation of Ethereum or Swarm. I'm gaining benefit because I'm owning a portion of the underlying, right? So again, this is not financial advice. If you do enjoy this content, remember to like and subscribe. With that being said though, Crypto Harvest, peace out.